Welcome to the Pittsburgh Injury Lawyer Podcast, where we talk all things injury, all things car accidents, slip and falls, premises liability, and everything in the like, where you can learn all the things you need to do when you're injured in an accident or injured on the property of someone else or by the negligence or recklessness of someone else. So listen in as we give some important tips, and I hope you take notes. So on today's podcast, we're going to talk about typical injuries that people have during a car crash, a car collision, a slip and fall, or premises liability. So first things first, when you're injured in a car accident, what do? Well, first things you want to do is make sure you are in the clear. Make sure you're not in the roadway. Make sure you're not on the main street, on the main turnpike or interstate, thruway, parkway, whatever have you. Pull to the side to a safe location. You make sure you identify yourself by your driver's license, your proof of insurance, and your registration. Take your phone with you when you leave your car. If everyone's okay in the car, you're okay to move. No one's upside down, no one's backwards or in a ditch. If it's just a rear-end collision, take all your information and your phone out with you when you meet the other party. Why do I say take your phone? Well, because you want to take pictures. Take pictures of the accident. Take pictures of the scene. Take pictures of where you are, the mile marker that's on the side of the road. Take pictures of the driver's license, your driver's license, the other person's driver's license. Put all the documents on the hood and take pictures of them together. Take pictures of the person. Take pictures of the license plate. If you can, even the VIN number. All that becomes important later on because people are trying to recreate what happened based on your pictures. Because if the police are not called or police do not come a little bit later, or insurance or claims adjuster sees it a little bit later, they're going to be depending on your photos. And your photos can tell the story from beginning to end, including the impact, whether the airbags were released, whether there were any skid marks or yaw marks or any other tracks on the road, what the weather was like, what time of day, the location, the longitude and latitude of your picture. All that comes into play later on when they're trying to resolve your case, whether it be by settlement or by a trial. Now, you may think after you gather all that information, you're not injured. You're okay. Or you're a big burly man and you're just going to you're okay. Nothing's going to harm you. It's just a couple scratches, little aches and pains, not that big of an issue. You may be okay right then and there. Well, 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. Next thing you know, you have some pain in your neck. Your neck is stiff. Your back is stiff. Your arms, your joints, your bones are stiff. But you still don't want to go to the hospital because you don't want to miss work. Well, now it gets worse a little bit past 72 hours. A week later, it gets worse and worse. You're going to have to see someone. You need to go to the doctor. My advice, if you have any injuries whatsoever, go get checked out immediately, whether it be through your PCP, your primary care physician, or through the emergency room. Let them tell you that you're okay. Odds are, probably, I'm willing to bet, you're probably not a doctor. So if you're not a doctor, you don't want to diagnose yourself. Even if you are a doctor, you probably don't want to diagnose yourself. Go to the hospital. Let the professionals take care of it. Let them give you a clean bill of health, or let them tell you, hey, you're okay right now, but follow up with your PCP a couple days later, maybe a week later. It may turn into nothing, which is fantastic. You're fine. But it may turn into something like whiplash, where you may need some care, or something to deal with your back that may manifest a little bit later on and progress as the pain gets worse day after day after day. You're going to need that track record of going to the hospital seeking that treatment when it comes to if you want to file a lawsuit or if you want to try to get a settlement through the insurance company or through the party who was negligent or reckless and caused your accident. Other things you want to consider: bone injuries, joint injuries. They may be apparent in the beginning. Maybe there's a bone that's loose, maybe there's a bone that's protruding. That's apparent. You have bone injuries, but you may not know it if it's not protruding or if you can't see it. Maybe it's just sore. Again, get checked out. Do the smart thing. Get checked out. Better safe now than sorry tomorrow. And that's what you have to do when you're injured in a car accident. Make sure you get all the information. Make sure you take photos and document everything. And make sure you document any possible or apparent injuries through your medical provider. All right, so the next step, you gathered the information. You went to see a medical provider. So what do you do next? Well, immediately, you're going to get a call from the insurance company. Your insurance company and the negligent party's insurance company. The negligent party's insurance company is going to call you and try to record your statement. Not try, they are going to record your statement. And there are a couple of reasons you don't want to give this statement. Why? Because number one, you probably don't remember everything that happened or the pitfalls of why they're asking the questions. The reason they're asking the questions is because they're trying to trap you in a position to where somehow either their insured is not at fault and you're at fault, or somehow you are somewhat at fault and that your fault kind of diminishes their responsibility. Let's say, for example, let's say there is a state where you're listening for this podcast and there is a liability where it's shared liability, meaning that if you are 51% at fault for this accident, even though you're more injured, you have more injuries that are seen, visible injuries, more gruesome injuries, it doesn't matter. If you're 51% liable, then the other party doesn't have to pay and they're not responsible whatsoever. There are certain states that have that law on the books. So if it's comparative negligence or any type of other negligence where they are looking at to see, well, wait a minute, who really was at fault? And if it's a percentage liability, if we're comparing the two, we're not liable. We're not responsible. And insurance companies, if there's a way out of paying for someone else's injuries, they're going to find that way. So the main thing you want to do is contact a lawyer before you call and speak to the insurance company. Now, they may say something general when they leave a message. Oh, this is so-and-so from so-and-so insurance company. Give me a call back. You may think, I don't know what this is about. So you call them back. Well, you fall for the trap. You call them back. Hey, what's this about? Oh, well, we want to talk about the accident or the incident you had on such and such a day. So you don't mind if I record it, do you? Click, they're recording. Oh, well, no, I don't mind. And you start telling, well, what happened? You start telling the story, and all of a sudden you don't realize you just talked your way out of any possible resolution in your favor, because now they know the tricks of the trade of what to ask you. Were you on your phone? What time of day was it? Do you wear glasses? Were you distracted? Were you eating? Were any children in the car? Were you speeding? Everything you're saying is being recorded, and that recording is final. That recording is final. It gets turned over to the opposing party. It gets turned over, possible, to insurance and investigative agencies. And you could be talking yourself not only out of a settlement, but into some criminal charges. So you don't want to give that statement without first consulting with a lawyer, because you may still be having some of the after effects of the accident. And just maybe there's a head injury. Maybe you're not remembering clearly. Maybe you just don't remember anything at that point. And now you're talking to someone about some legal issues that you're just not prepared to answer. It's okay to contact an attorney. Contact our office or any other office who was experienced in personal injury matters, especially car and auto accidents. It's very important, because there are some firms out there that may be doing DUI accidents. They may do slip and falls. They may do wills and estates. They may do tax. They may do divorce law. But if they're not experienced in car accident laws in your state, in that county, and don't know how the local rules and things work, you're probably not going to have the best benefit and the best outcome for your case. So please contact an attorney in your area. First, document the accident, document your injuries, contact an attorney, and make sure you get them all the paperwork they need prior to speaking to anyone else, your friends, the insurance companies especially, anyone else about the case. Please don't go on social media, try to post the pictures that you documented earlier. Don't do that. It has the opposite effect you think it may have, because those pictures get taken down and they're going to be used against you later on in a deposition. So please contact an attorney, make sure they're experienced in auto accidents in your county, in your town, so they can give you the best advice you need to resolve your car accident. Again, thanks for listening to the Pittsburgh Injury Lawyer Podcast. I appreciate you giving me your ears and giving me your attention for this couple minutes we have here. Again, I hope you don't get in an accident. I hope you drive safely for the rest of your life, and everyone around you drives safely for the rest of your life. However, in the unlikely event that you find yourself in an accident, please give us a call. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 412-532-6805, 412-532-6805, or visit us online at frankwalkerlaw.com.